Alright guys, this is look number 2 using the Armed and Gorgeous. Let's start that over. Hello everyone and welcome. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel or to my channel if you've never been here before. Hello, my name is Brittany and my channel name is pronounced Bratterstein. Today's video, as I'm sure you gathered from the title and the thumbnail, is going to be a fun one. It's one that I'm very excited to film, and I'm going to film right now. That's why you're watching it, because I filmed it and now it's here. Yes. Today's video is going to be a long one because it is going to be 4 looks, 1 collection using the Morphe x Jaclynhill Vault collection. I know this is a very anticipated and also controversial collection. I really wanted to get it when it was first announced, but then, you know, they had to like take it all back and start over because of discrepancies in the formula or something, or the pressing. I'm not exactly sure. I tried to ignore all of the drama because when Morphe or Jaclynhill is involved in something, everyone wants there to be drama, and that's just not the life I live because it's makeup and it's not that deep. So I didn't really look into all of that, but I did pick it up now that it has been released, and I'm really excited to put it on my eyes. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is doing 4 looks with this vault, which the looks are going to be these here. This is look number 1. This is look number 2. This is look number 3. This is look number 4 right here. This is the look I created. So those were the 4 looks. I'm excited to get into it. I don't want to make this intro long as ass because this video is already going to be long because it's freaking 4 looks. And that's a lot of filming and a lot of editing and a lot of watching for you. So what it's going to be is the looks, swatches of each palette, probably a little breakdown of if there was any issues, I will let you know. And if there's not issues, I'll let you know. Whatever. So I don't want to make the intro super duper long. All I will say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new videos every week. And once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway on whatever's hot, and you'll have to be subscribed. So go ahead and do that. It is free. It helps me, you know, help the small YouTuber be relevant since the algorithm wants to just shaft us. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get into this. I think that's what we should do. You want to do that? Let's do that. Let's do that right now. If you would like to see me create 4 looks with this collection, 1 look per palette, just keep on watching. So real quick, before we get started with the first look, this is what the vault looks like when you open it up. It's a nice little thing. All the speckles here you can't tell because my video doesn't show it, but it's got colorful speckles in there, and then it's got each palette in here like a book, which, I'm sorry, the whole concept and marketing on this I think is sort of genius. I think it's a good idea. I really like how it looks, so I'm just going to pull out the first one, which is the one I was most excited about when I saw the reveal, and let's do the first look. Alright guys, so we're going to go in with arguably the most gorgeous palette in the history of the world, and we're going to go in with the shade Access. I took this on a big fluffy blending brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush that I absolutely love, that I use all the time, and I'm just blending that really blown out in the crease in a rounded shape. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Secure, which is a little bit of a darker shade of orange, and I'm going to put that more precisely into the crease and a little bit lower to make sure that Access peeks out of the top. Next, we're going to go in with this beautiful green shade, Top Secret, and first I'm going to pack it on with a brush and look at that color. This color definitely took a little bit of building. I would suggest going first in with a brush, packing it on. Once you have the shape down that you like, then go in with your finger and really press it on, which you will see me do in a second because building it with just the brush wasn't really giving me what I wanted. So as you see, here we go, packing it on the lid with the finger. I tried on my other eye doing just the finger trick, and I found that going in first with the brush then the finger was the best method. So with this shade I did have a little fallout that I dusted away, but it was minimal and it came off really easy with just a fluffy brush, just dusting it out under the eyes. And next we're going in with this beautiful warm brown Smooth Criminal, and we're going to blend that between the green and the orange shades to kind of give it a nice gradient effect, as you know is preferable. While doing this, it kind of made the green fade off a little bit, so I'm going back in with a tiny bit more green to solidify that color. Now that I have those colors down and I'm loving how it looks, I went back in with that initial orange shade and just went over all the edges to make sure it was nice and blended, and then went in with Smooth Criminal on my favorite little detailed pencil brush and really smoked that out under the lash line. This color is so pretty, I can't even deal with it. Then to deepen out the outer edge of the eye, I went in with the shade Prowl. This is a really nice brown shade. Now, just for the sake of using more colors, I'm going in with the shade Agent and smoking that out under those browns, and then taking this gorgeous shade Coin. Look at that. And I'm packing that on the inner corner for a nice pop. And with that, the eyeshadow is done, so I'm going to do some mascara and lips and show you the completed look. Okay guys, so this is look number 1 that I created with the Armed and Gorgeous palette. When I saw this palette, when I saw the spoilers for this palette online, specifically this one, I lost my mind. Obviously, I mean, come on, look at my eyes. Look at this palette, this color scheme, if you will. I'm sure that this is the one most people were kind of gagging over, but for a reason, because it's gorgeous. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is the eye look I came up with, and overall I didn't really have any issue with the shadows. The green did have a little, it needed building. It worked much better with my finger, but you do want to blow it off if you go in with your finger, at least if you're as aggressive as I was, because I got some fallout on this side, but it was super easy to brush away. When I went to blend it out with the darker shade, it did kind of make the green like disappear a bit, and then I just packed it back on and we were good to go. So I'm not sure how long wearing they would be. I will put something in the description if I have worn them for an extended period before I upload this, and I will let you know. But I think the eye look came out great. This Coin color is so pretty. I'm not really a metallic or like foiled shadow person for the lid, but for inner corners and like a pop of color on the inner corner, which I do like to do, I think it's very pretty. So overall, the Armed and Gorgeous palette I like, and now I will show you the swatches. I cannot put it on this arm because of my new tattoo, which is super duper bruised. If you didn't see the video of me vlogging me getting this tattoo with my Gammy, she got her first tattoo and this is what we got together. I will link it up there. Now I'll do the swatches over here real quick and show you, and then we'll go into the next look. So those are the swatches there. I didn't do anything extra to make them look nicer. I actually don't think they swatch super great, but I do like how they applied on the eyes, so I'm just doing this for you to see. But I mean, as you see, they didn't swatch especially well, but as far as how they look on my eyes, I think they look great, so I'm not really concerned with this, but this might be something that you're curious about. So there are the swatches. Not great, but do a quick screen grab, screenshot, and let's move on to the next look. Now we're going in with the Dark Magic palette. I'm starting with the shade Shh. And again, I'm using that same big blending brush and doing another rounded shaped eye. This is just my favorite shade to do, and I actually love this color. It's like a cool tone brown. It is absolutely gorgeous. I went in, I think, twice to make sure to really build it up so that that color will pop below the other colors we're going to put down. I like that color. Next, we're going to go in with this stunning shade called Busted, and we're going to pack that on the outer and the inner corner. This shade of blue is so pretty. On camera, it's looking a little darker than it is, but in person, it's got more vibrancy, and it's like a nice, bright, but deep blue. I went in slowly with this shade and kind of built it up because it was giving me a little bit of nervousness because I don't typically use these dark shades, but I am totally into this color scheme. Next, I'm going in with this gorgeous green shade called Potion. It's a little bit deeper and more grungy than the previous green from the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and I'm just using that to blend out those edges of the blue into that shade. In blending out the blue with the green, I lost a little bit of the vibrancy, so I went back in with a little more of that blue and packed it on, and then went in with this pretty dark shade called Inside Job and just deepened the outer corner a bit. Once that was done, I just used a clean brush and blended it all together, and then went in with this gorgeous silver shade called Power Cut. Look at that. When I mixed it in the center of my eye, it kind of picked up on the blue of the shadow and made like a really cool dingy blue instead of straight silver, and it was so pretty. So now that the top of the eye is done, I'm going in with that green shade Potion again and blowing it out with a bigger blending brush to make it really low and grungy, and then going right back in with Busted and kind of blending that out a little bit closer to the lash line, and I was into it, as you can see. For an inner corner, I went in with Power Cut and it pulled more silver. So now I'm going to go ahead and do lashes and lips and show you the final look. Alright guys, this is look number 2 using the Dark Magic palette. These colors are intense. They're intimidating as hell. Trying to put these on my eyes, I was like, oh my god. Because I don't typically work with super dark shades, but I like how this turned out. I feel super grungy and super dark and super intense. Grr. Anyways, I think the shadows perform pretty well considering how dark they are. There is fallout and you want to be careful and go in light because they're very dark. I experienced the same issue with the blue shade here where when I went to blend it out it kind of dissipated a bit and then I just repacked it on and we are good to go. I like how this turned out. I think I should have gone with a different lip. Maybe. What lip would you have gone with? Let me know. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you the swatches and then we'll go on to the third look. Alright guys, so here are the swatches. Look at my fingers. These are the swatches of the Dark Matte palette. These ones swatch a little bit better because they are darker shades, but they perform about the same in my opinion. So these are the swatches. Take your little screenshot and let's move on to the next look. Okay guys, let's go in with look number 3 and this one's going to be with the Ring the Alarm palette. Let's do it. So for this look I decided to do a winged shape and I first went in with the shade Rush, which is a beautiful orange, and I started to map out the shape of the wing. This color blended out so nicely and I had no trouble getting it exactly how I wanted it to look. I just made sure to put it high in the crease and to create that wing shape that we so desired for this look. Next I went in with the shade Alert and I took this on a more tapered brush and focused it more on the outer corner to deepen up that outer wing and then brought it a little more into the crease but not totally in like I did the first shade. To deepen that outer corner even more, I went in with this shade Siren. This shade is so pretty. It might be my favorite shade in this palette. It's like a nice deep reddish maroon and I love how it looked with these colors together. I really enjoyed it. Now I'm going in with a brush with no additional product and just blending it all together to make sure it's nice and seamless, and it blended very easily for me. After I was done, I decided I wanted a little more orange in the inner corner, so I blew Rush, the first shade, more into the inner corner. Now for the part that gives me all the anxiety, I'm going to go in for a half cut crease. Please bear with me. I have very much trouble with cut creases because I don't do them very much, but I actually feel like it came out pretty well. I went in with the Tarte Shape Tape and this flat brush. I can't remember what it's called. If I can figure it out, I'll put it down below, but I just mapped out the shape with the shape of the brush, just kind of pressed it on and then pulled down to get the right shape for this look. Now for the lid shade, I wanted to go out of my comfort zone a little bit, so I used the shade Bomb Ass. This is not the color I would have normally used. I would have probably gone in with On Camera, but I wanted to push myself a bit and use something I wouldn't normally use because reds on me I don't find are the prettiest, but I know that a lot of people probably saw that shade and were like, damn, I want to see how that shade performs. So that's what I did for this, and it's a really pretty shade. If you like reds, you will like this red for sure. Okay, and now that we are done, let's do some makeup porn. Watch that go. Oh my god, that was satisfying. And then for the lower lash line, I couldn't get enough of that shade Siren, so I just smoked that all over the entire lower lash line, and then went in a little bit with the shade Alert to blend that out and make it seamless, and then took a little bit of Secret to pop it on the outer corners and connect it with that wing and make it all seamless. I then went in with a clean brush to blend it all together, and then took the shade Lolly and popped that on the inner corner for a nice pop that I thought would go well with the red on the lid. Now I'm going to put on some mascara again and a lip and show you this final look. So this is look number 3 I created with the Ring the Alarm palette. So this palette, this color story actually speaks to me the least. There are a few shades in it that I do like, but when looking at it, trying to create an eye look that I feel pretty in was difficult for me, just because I decided to go out of my comfort zone. I decided to use red on the lid. I personally don't like red on myself. I don't think it flatters me that much. People disagree with me all the time, but in the end, it's what I feel pretty in, and I don't feel particularly pretty in red tones myself. I always try them, and every time I put them on, I'm like, I want to take it off. I just want to take it off. But with that said, I feel like this palette performed really good. Like, I had zero issue with it. Had no issue with the blending, had no issue with like the darker color coming off when I went to blend it out. I feel like it went pretty good. I feel like the look came out nice, and if this is like a tone and like looks that you like, you would be happy with this palette, obviously. I feel like a lot of people will see this and be all about it. It's just not my favorite. I'm more about like mustards and oranges, but not like reds. I just don't feel like they look as good on me, but that's just a preference, really. Performance-wise, is a good. So now let me just show you the swatches, and then we'll move on to look number 4. Alright, so these are the swatches of the Ring the Alarm palette. I think that they swatched pretty well, and I think they performed well on the eyes. I don't really have much more to say than that. If this color story speaks to you, I think you'll be happy with the palette. I haven't really encountered any serious issues with this collection so far, is what I can say. So go ahead and take your screenshot. And let's move on to look number 4. Okay guys, time for the last look, the 4th look in this video. And that is going to be with the, that was stuck in there, the Bling Boss palette. This is one that's a very pretty color story, very pretty. It's a little unique for our climate in the makeup community the last several years. It is a nice purpley toned palette. I know we just saw the Anastasia Norvina palette come out, and I did not pick that one up, but for 15 bucks, which is how much this costs, I'm like, hey, might as well try some purples, right? Because they are very pretty. I don't typically put purple in my eyes, but that's not because I don't think it looks good. It's not something I gravitate towards, but purple is supposed to be good on brown eyes, and I got me some brown eyes, so let's go ahead and get into it now. Alright, to get started, I took this beautiful pale cool tone purple shade called Hush Hush, and I blended that into my crease with a tapered brush. I made sure to make it equal on the inner corner and the outer corner and really blend that out. I built it up with 2 layers, and I loved how this shade turned out. It surprised me, honestly. That blended out so nice. Next, to deepen up the crease in the inner and outer corner a bit, I went in with this freaking beautiful purple shade Rockstar. This shade is so pretty. This palette is worth it for this shade, if I'm honest. I really, really liked it, and it blended out really easily for a dark purple. I put it on the outer corner and made it nice and deep, and then brought it into the inner corner because I'm going to do a nice halo situation again, but a little bit different this time. I'm going to try something I've never done before. Then I blended the outer and inner corner together in the crease. Next, I went in with this shade Mystic on the end here, and with a tiny, tiny brush, and just packed that on the outer corner. I didn't want to bring it into the inner corner. I just put it on the outer corner and then blended it together. Now for another hard part, I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape again, and I'm going to do another cut crease, but this time I'm doing like the Halo Spotlight cut crease via Raw Beauty Christie. I've seen her do this a million times, so I was like, you know what, I'm finally going to try it myself. And it is really difficult. I don't know how she does it so quickly, but that's what I'm doing. Once I got a shape that I was mostly happy with, I went in with the shimmer shade Ballsy, and I started to pack that all over the lid to make sure it was really vibrant. I would have done the shape a little bit different. I want to practice with this more, but I think overall it came out pretty well for my first time, if I do say so myself. After that, I took a lighter shimmer, this is Glitz and Glam, and I popped that on the top part of the halo. I then went back in with that beautiful shade Rockstar, and I started to blend the edges where the shimmer and Rockstar met on the outer and inner corner to make it seamless. Once I finally got the shape and the look the way I wanted it to be, let me tell you, it stressed me out. I took Rockstar again, and I blended that all over my lower lash line, and then I took Mystic, as you'll see here, and I popped that on the outer corners to deepen it up. Then finished the look with Bling Bling on the inner corners, nice and bright. It's the brightest shimmer in this palette. And now I'm going to do mascara, do lips, and give you the final look of the final look. Alright guys, this is look number 4 I created with the Bling Boss palette, and with this look completed, that completes all the looks that I'm going to have to do and all the tutorials that have been done with all 4 palettes in the Jaclynhillxmorphe Vault collection. So let me go ahead and give you the swatches on this bad boy, and then we'll do a quick recap and send you on your way. So let's do those right now. Alright, these are all the swatches from the Bling Boss palette. I feel like these kind of swatch similarly to the first palette, the, I don't remember the name, Armed and Gorgeous palette. Not great swatches, but I like how the way that they performed on the eyes. This shade in particular, let me figure out what the name is. This is called Berry Treasure. On camera, it's not picking up as pretty as it is, but it's a black with glitter in it, and I know typically we see those, but the glitter doesn't show up much, but when I swatch this, the glitter is like very, very sparkly, and I kind of want to do a look specifically with that, like a black smoky eye with this all over the lid, so I might do that. Let me know if you want to see that, if you want to see any more tutorials with these palettes specifically, let me know which one you would like to see. But go ahead and take your screenshot. And now let's go to the recap. Alright guys, so that was 4 looks, 4 sets of swatches, 4 tutorials, all on the new Jaclynhillxmorphe Vault collection. 1 tutorial per palette, 1 set of swatches per palette, and I must say, I am exhausted. So here is my thoughts on this collection. For the price, which I don't remember exactly what it was, I'll put it down below or on the screen here. It's an affordable collection, especially if you use the Morphe code. It's not an expensive collection. I personally feel like Morphe kind of gets a bad rap in general just because the internet just likes to have drama, but for the price of these palettes, they perform fine. They're good. They're not bad. Any other brand comes out with a $15 eyeshadow palette, you're not going to aggressively review it the way people aggressively review Morphe. So with all of that said, I think the palettes worked fine. I think the shades blended out fine. I think that they didn't swatch great, but I think that they look good on the eyes. I didn't have any trouble really with any of them. The only issue I encountered was when you tried to blend the darker matte, some of them kind of poofed away, but then you just pack it back on and then you're good to go. It's not a difficult thing. And quite honestly, I think that I'm very jealous of this generation of youths because when I was your age, I didn't have a brand like Morphe to sell affordable makeup that actually worked well. So you guys are just lucky. So maybe everyone should stop being so mean to Morphe. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have a code. I have no reason to say it. I'm just saying it's an inexpensive makeup brand that isn't bad. There you go. For the texture of the shadows, the metallics are very standard of Morphe where they have that sort of oily feel, so I'm not sure how long wearing they are. I don't typically wear these types of shades on the lid, so if you know, comment down below to let somebody else know their wear power. The mattes are fine. I think the color stories are pretty. My favorite is of course Armed and Gorgeous. This purple is actually really nice. I never wear purple, but I think it looks good, and I think it's a good collection overall, and I don't think you will hate this if you buy it. I don't hate this. I don't know what you'll feel, but I don't hate this. I don't think it's bad. I think the packaging and the marketing is precious and good, and I do like it. I will link down below where you can pick it up if you do decide to get it, if you haven't yet and this somehow sways you. And I will put Jaclynhill's code down there since she is the one who created this. Her code, I think, is who you should be using. Unless you hate her, then I don't know. I don't know why you're buying it. So, but anyways, comment down below. Let me know what you think of this collection. If you're not getting it, let me know why. And if you are getting it, let me know which palette you're most excited for. Also, if you could let me know which look you liked best, that would be great. I think my favorite was the first one, just because those tones, the green and the orange and the yellow, I'm just like, all about it. But this purple's pretty good too. I like this as well. Please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a giveaway on whatever's hot, and you will have to be subscribed in order to be entered, so you should do that. And if you'd like to follow me on my other social media, I'll put it on the screen here. Bradderstein is for beauty-related stuff like this, and Fatterstein is for fitness stuff. I do fitness videos several times a week, and yeah. And anyways, if you are still watching videos, as I suspect you are, why don't you click on one of these videos over here? These are links to videos I put up in the past. And if you click on my face over here, it'll take you to where you can subscribe, which you should do. I mean, you made it this far, so why not, right? It's free, it's fun, and thank you for hanging out with me when you could be doing anything else. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.